Hey everybody, this is Mike with One Stop Co-op Shop, and we're back for another episode of Shelf Life, the monthly series where I look at games I covered 6 or 7 months ago and let you know whether they're still in my collection. And this time we are going to the end of last year, December of 2024. So let's get to it and see which of these games had shelf life. So first in the crowdfunding corner, we've got a double feature, the latest from the solo series, or at least at that time. There's been more since then, since they do one a month. But this was Hunted Transylvania and Escape from Route 52. Escape from Route 52 is on the screen first. This one I didn't like very much. It just felt kind of random. I mean, the art was fun, and like the basic idea of the gameplay was cool, but I didn't really feel like I had much agency, so it didn't hold my interest for very long. Whereas Hunted Transylvania was great. Perhaps my favorite Hunted game in the series so far. Just really enjoyed the changes to the system and the like different bosses you could go against and such. I think this might have actually delivered to backers at this point, but I only played the crowdfunding version. So yeah, I would say probably Hunted Transylvania might be a keep, and definitely Escape from 52 would be a call if I had received copies of the final games. And then the other crowdfunding game is Cthulhu Death May Die Forbidden Reaches. I think this is season 5 of the game. And this was pretty good. It continued some of the stuff I liked from the previous seasons, especially the artifacts. I think those are awesome. The relics, whatever they're called. But the new edition of campaigns I found was a bit ho-hum. Like, they were fine. They do change up the gameplay a bit, but they were not exciting enough. So if I was someone who had like bought every season of Death May Die, I would not especially rush out to get this one. I think it is less exciting than some of the previous seasons. But that's Forbidden Reaches, and that's our other crowdfunding game. Let's get to actual release games now. Our first release game is Neon Rain. This is from Chip Theory. It's a 1v1 fighting game that also has a solo mode, and this was definitely a call for me. I do not think it has enough depth and interest to it compared to some of the fighting games I love, like Exceed, BattleCon, the level 99 ones, and also the solo mode was just okay. I mean, I will say that it's pretty quick. It's nice that there's a solo mode out of the box. The game is small and easy to transport, so it's got some things in its favor, but for me, it did not hold my interest, so that's Neon Rain, another call. And next is Quiet House. This is a cooperative deduction game where you're trying to move these pieces around and place them in the right orientation based on these tiles that you can see but the other players can't. And I thought this was fine. The big kind of nail in its coffin is that I already have Decorum, which is kind of a similar game, but I find drastically better, for my taste at least, especially at 2 players, or Hanabi, or Paint the Roses. There are just a lot of these like cooperative deduction games now, and I definitely don't need Quiet House, but it is a smaller, cheaper game than most of those, so it could have its place for that. But yes, Quiet House is a call. Next is In the Ashes, which is a choose-your-own-adventure book. Like, it's actually played in a book, but then when you fight, you're drawing in the book to, like, do these combats. So it does limit itself if you're playing without, like, workarounds, like, I don't know, putting some, like, see-through sheet over the page. It limits itself to 2 plays or 3 plays, but it's pretty fun. I played through the whole thing once. Not, like, a strong recommend compared to some other narrative games I might talk about, but it's not a bad time. And again, if you hate drawing in the book, there are workarounds. Like, go check the comments in my original playthrough. They have a lot of suggestions there, but that is In the Ashes, another call, but mainly because I finished it. Next is Red Dust Rebellion, the newest in the Coin Counterintelligence series, but this time with a sci-fi spin. And yeah, this is another call. I actually realized with this game that I just don't really want to play Coin solo anymore. I think it's a fabulous game system. I do think it can be a lot of fun competitively, especially if people kind of know what they're doing. But when I play solo for this one, I actually prefer to control all the factions because it's really onerous. Even with the new card system, it just takes forever to figure out what the AI is going to do, and it's just kind of frustrating and boring to run it, for me at least. So yeah, I would rather control all 4 factions myself, but that's not much fun either. So I'd rather just play something else, like, I don't know, Root with the Clockwork Bot, instead of playing this one. So Red Dust Rebellion is a call, but still a strong recommend for competitive play. It's an awesome system. And hey, let's finally get to a keep. This time it's Arydia, The Paths We Dare Tread. Is that the full subtitle? This is one of my favorite games from last year. It's fully released this year. Still a favorite. Well, I mean, I haven't played it in a while, but I want to play it, and that's kind of the key thing. It's one of those campaign games, the rare campaign game that I actually keep to finish later, hopefully with my kids. But yeah, the combat system is cool. The open world is great. The emergent kind of story that you can discover is really fun. There are some frustrations. The system can be a little bit random. Shuffling through the tiles to find the next one gets really annoying really quickly. Like, I think they went a little bit too hard in trying to make this like a video game, and a video game kind of automates things that are frustrating to do as a player. But still, it's a great game. Very exciting. Beautiful production. I'm excited to play it again. That is Arydia, The Paths We Dare Tread, a keep. But right back to a call with Tales of the Arthurian Knights. You can see this one is just reading and reading and more reading the game, which I don't mind. This is a follow-up to the Tales of the Arabian Nights. So this is very much like a wander around and have weird adventures and make choices. I think it's fun for that, just like seeing what crazy stuff happens. But yeah, if you don't want to read a lot or if you don't want just some random kind of adventuring without much control or agency, you might not like this one. And that is a call for me, Tales of the Arthurian Knights. Next up is The Gang, which is a cooperative poker game where you're trying to figure out who has the best hand in Texas Hold'em. And man, we gave this one a lot of chances. In fact, I even played it with my main game group like a month ago, and we decided finally to call it for sure then. It's very quick. It's very nice to lay down on the table, so that's in its, positive for it. But even when playing with the Omaha variant, where you have more cards and the hands are better and a bit more differentiated from each other, which I do prefer, it's still just kind of not an interesting game. It just feels very like random and more like an activity. And especially now that I played River Rats, which was a game on crowdfunding recently, and this upcoming Cyberpunk card game, which also uses cooperative poker, I find those a billion times better, at least for my taste. So I would never play The Gang anymore. And yeah, that's definitely a call. Next is SkyTeam Turbulence, first expansion for SkyTeam. And this is a keeper, mainly because I love SkyTeam. I said this before, and I'll say it again. The Turbulence expansion is not at all necessary. It adds a few new things that are kind of interesting. It's got a bunch of new airports. If you love SkyTeam, if you've already played it a whole bunch, it's definitely a good pickup. It's super cheap. But, if you haven't played your copy of SkyTeam that often, then I don't think it's at all necessary. The core game is still the best thing here and really has the coolest modules and the coolest gameplay. So I'm absolutely keeping my copy of Turbulence. I love it, but SkyTeam is really the winner here and the reason that I'm keeping this game overall. Next, man, there were a lot of games. This is Invincible, the hero building game. This is a bag builder with a push your luck pulling element, kind of like Quacks of Quedlinburg. And I like this one okay. The core mechanics are pretty cool, but I thought the scenario balance was pretty off. I thought the gameplay got pretty repetitive, but there were cool combos to do. The core action of pulling stuff is fun. So it had a lot of good things in its favor, but yeah, just the balance really messed with me and I didn't want to play it that much because we couldn't really get it to be the right difficulty. So that was a call as well. Invincible, the hero building game. Next is the Night Cage with the Shrieking Hollow expansion. This is a keeper, largely because my kids still love the Night Cage, and I think the Shrieking Hollow makes the game a bit more tactical. It's still pretty random, but also make it way more exciting. The addition of this giant creature that you see on the board that's coming to eat us all is just so exciting, and it really does change up the gameplay in a good way. So if you like the Night Cage, this is a full recommend. The Shrieking Hollow is a great expansion, and it's a keep for me. Next is Worldbreakers, the Indigo Sisterhood. Lots of expansions covered at the end of December, I guess. And this one was great. I already really like Worldbreakers for a quick competitive card game, and then the solo mode in the original core game was great. But Indigo Sisterhood does the wild thing where they have a totally different type of automa, a totally different solo system for the expansion, and I think it's great too, and I like them both for different reasons. So, I mean, yes, if you like Worldbreakers, definitely check out the Indigo Sisterhood. It's an awesome expansion. And if you just like kind of solo card games, like, I don't know, in the Ashes Reborn, Skytear Horde kind of vein, might be worth a look for that as well. But Worldbreakers, Indigo Sisterhood, definitely a keeper for me. And here's another one of those solo series games, Rome, Fate of an Empire. This one is awesome. It's basically Mage Knight, like a lot of the Mage Knight mechanics, but turned in different ways and applied to a very different type of game. But it was also a call for me for that reason, because Mage Knight just works better for me in terms of theme. This one is very much more of a mechanical feeling game. Now, it's still awesome. It's smaller than Mage Knight. It's cheaper than Mage Knight, but it still has a lot of the tactical and strategic yumminess and like the, deck building and card building and all that. And it's solo only, and I only really play Mage Knight solo, so you're not really missing out much on that. But yeah, I just prefer the theme of Mage Knight, and we already have Mage Knight, so I'd rather play that, so I did end up calling Rome Fate of an Empire, but still a great game. Okay, next is Resurgence. This is a worker placement game set in a post-apocalyptic future. I thought it was pretty solid. It doesn't really stand out from the worker placement bunch. There's just so many of these, and some I adore. This one was good, but not great, so I didn't end up keeping it. It really needs to be great at this point for me to keep a worker placement game, but I didn't have any major complaints about the gameplay. The solo mode works well too, and the competitive play is really solid, and you level up your workers, and I don't know, there's some cool things going on, but yeah, it didn't hold my interest indefinitely, so Resurgence is a call. And finally, the one I know is going to mess up the most brackets, so sorry, is Keep the Heroes Out, the Boss Battles expansion. So I kept Keep the Heroes Out, even though I didn't love the balance of the game, even though I thought the deck building was a little anemic, because my kids liked it pretty well, and everything in the Boss Battles expansion sounded like it was going to fix things I didn't like. And I will say that it did. I think the Boss Battles expansion fixes a lot of my problems. I love the addition of the apprentices or whatever those little weaker heroes are called. I love that you unlock these new characters, and they have so much variety in the game. The campaign campaign is fun, but my kids didn't love it. I don't know. Like, I guess in the intervening time that I was waiting for the expansion to come, they kind of fell off on it. And certainly for me, there are other cooperative deck building and like kind of adventure tower defense games that I would much rather play. So yeah, surprisingly, I did call this one after the long wait, but that is nothing against the Boss Battles expansion. I do think it is fabulous. I think it is almost a must buy if you're going to Keep the Heroes out, at least for me. I know some people enjoy the base game, but I think it is so much better with the expansion. So if you're going to go for one, go for both. There you have it, my final reviews from 2024, and 4 games kept, which seems pretty good, but a lot of stuff released this month, so I don't know if it's actually that impressive percentage-wise. But let's get to the contest results and see who was able to read my mind. Okay, so this was a ton of games, so let's count them up from the least voted for. Quiet House got 1%. I think only one person chose it. Sorry to that person. Neon Rain was 14%. None of these were chosen, by the way. That's why they're in black. Resurgence was 17%. In the Ashes, 18%. Arthurian Knights, 19%. The Gang, 23%. Starting to mess people up. That's a quarter people got that wrong. And Red Dust Rebellion, 26%. And the second half of the list, Night Cage Expansion, only 27% of you got that right. That was only a quarter of voters. Invincible, 30% thought I kept it. Rome, Fate of an Empire, 39%. Indigo Sisterhood was below 50% got it right. Only 46% voted for that. Arydia, only 47. That one really surprised me. I guess y'all thought it was too big of a campaign game, but I do want to finish it and play with my kids eventually. Keep the Heroes out, as expected. Devastated a lot of people's votes. 77% thought I would keep it, and I did not. And then the most confident, not surprisingly, Sky Team, the Turbulence expansion, 82% thought that would be a keeper for me. And that takes us to our contest results. So there were 14 games to vote for, and some people got 13 out of 14 right, which blows me away. Dave Sarley got 13 correct, and Inga Pensart got 13 correct. Did anybody get 100%? Did anybody? Somebody did. Somebody did. So they are the big winner. Jonathan Trinastic. Congratulations, Jonathan. You nailed it, which is, again, wild to me. So I'll be in contact about what free game you want for my collection. But thanks to everybody who entered the contest, and we'll see you for the next episode of Shelf Life.